Hey guys, welcome back to Obsessive Thoughts. My name is Lena and I'm here today with Miss April.
Hello.
And we are here to talk today about her shop that she has, which I think is super cool. Do you want to tell us about it a little bit?
Yeah, it's a secondhand curated boutique. So I have a variety of vintage, secondhand clothing, modern clothing, all of the above, home decor too, but it's all secondhand.
And what is the name? I'm obsessed with the name of it.
The name is But I Wish It Was Black, and everything is black, mostly black, I should say. But that's the idea, is that everything's like alternative and kind of edgy and dark.
And I found you on TikTok and I'm so glad I did. I'm so glad that my algorithm is starting to get to know me because I'm definitely like, I would consider myself a weird millennial alt girl, like not necessarily gothic because I can't do makeup. That's literally where the line was for me. I've always loved wearing all black. I started wearing all black because I worked at the House of Blues in Houston and I saw that all the music venue people were wearing all black. I was 19. I think it was the year was like 2013. And like that's what kind of resonated with me. I was like, okay, I think they're cool. I didn't know there was like a whole community to it as well. There's more to it than just like being gothic and emo. So I'm really excited to talk to you about it today.
Yay, me too.
But I Wish It Was Black is genuinely one of the best business names I have ever heard. Where did the name come from? And was there a specific moment where you just knew that was it?
Yeah, I mean, it really just came from literally saying it all the time. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's a struggle, if you're someone who wears all black, even if I try to say I'm going to wear more color, which I've definitely tried to do, I will never reach for the color. Like if I buy something colorful, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to wear this. I'm never going to wear it. And so I always want to find things that are in all black, and I would be in the stores and like find this really cute matching set or find a really cute shirt, but they only have it in hot pink or they only have it in white or like they never have it in black. And then you go through the aisles and it's like all color and there's one little tiny section of black. And so I literally made this business to solve my own problem because I said it so many times.
Mm-hmm.
And
Thank God you did, because, like I said, people like me have been yearning for something like this for forever. My problem was I lived in like southern states and it was 100 degrees year round.
yep.
So it was a commitment if you wanted to wear all black. You know what I mean? So, how long has this shop been around?
This shop has been here in Mill Street Marketplace. So I actually started Mill Street Marketplace is a multi-vendor marketplace. So
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of other small businesses here in all kinds of genres, artists, things like that as well. And I started in a 10 by 10 booth out in another room in this building. And then I upgraded into here in November. So it's been, a few months really since I've been in this bigger, like more of a shop, but I've been here a little over a year. My business has been almost 2 years at this point.
This really is a cool corner. Like, I walked into this room, y'all, and I was like, I wish this was like my closet for real though.
Yeah,
Like,
you literally
yeah,
said
yeah.
that.
I was like, oh my God, like I
I'm like, me
wish.
too.
Okay, so were you always the person in the room who dressed quote unquote differently, or did you grow into that version of yourself? Like for me, I kind of grew into that. Like I knew I always was attracted to dark, spooky kind of things.
Mhm.
But when I saw with my own eyes people that I related to, I kind of was drawn towards that aesthetic a little bit more. So how did it kind of go for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the same for me. I definitely dressed more normal, I guess, quote unquote, normal as a kid. I think my phases were kind of like inverted. The whole like it's just a phase.
Yes.
My phases were kind of inverted where it was like the phase was dressing preppy. The phase was trying to wear streetwear. The phase was everything that wasn't like more alternative style,
Mm-hmm.
but I would always end up going back that way. And then it just grew into what it is now.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. I grew into it. So you kind of feel like it was just a phase that you stumbled upon that felt right. Is that kind of what you're saying? Like when you were introduced to it, you're like, okay, this is what I want to be in.
Yeah, I think it was more of like it was always the foundation. I always
Mm-hmm.
grew up listening to rock music and
Yes.
and like being into art and things like that. Like that was always my style. That was the foundation, but I think there were phases in my life where I tried to fit other
Right.
other aesthetics,
Absolutely.
trying to
And
fit in that box.
yeah, and like if we're talking like middle school days, everybody kind of, you're really impressionable. You kind of you try a lot of things on, which is about the experience of growing up. Okay, so Connecticut is not exactly the first place that comes to mind when you think of alternative fashion.
Yeah.
Did you ever feel like you were the only one, or did you always manage to like find your community or your people?
Well, I'm originally from Western Mass, which is really
Yes.
not far from where we are here in Connecticut.
Still New England, right? Like
Still
Mass.
New
Okay.
England. Yep. There
Nailed
is a
it.
little bit more of a scene out in Western Mass. So, like the
Hmm.
Northampton area is definitely a little bit more alternative, I would
Hmm.
say, or at least open to that style. It's more common. So, I would say that I've always kind of found, you know, my people amongst all of this. And they're out there and they're here in Connecticut too. And, that's what this was about, was like filling the gap, because there is a gap where there's not this like alternative kind of scene out here. And we need it.
No, absolutely. And I think you're so right. Like there are your people out there. You just need to kind of take the action, and like send out a bat signal of some sort and they always find you. That's kind of how I've been in smaller cities, and they're like you said, they're there. You kind of just have to do the footwork to find them.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm glad you found your people here in Connecticut as
Me
well.
too.
So you're a mom, a wife, a manager, and the owner of a business. So when does April just get to be April?
So I'm me throughout all of it. There's definitely like, I take advantage of downtime when I get it. It's few and
Good for
far
you.
between,
Hmm.
but I'm still me throughout all of the things. And actually, like, the manager title is no longer a thing. I worked in corporate America and I got over that pretty fast. I mean,
Get out of there. Hate corporate America.
girl, I was in corporate America for over 10 years, climbing the corporate ladder, moved up
Oh my
into
God.
management,
Boo.
and it was awful. It was sucking my soul away, And so once I left that and started doing what I'm doing now, which is, but I wish it was black. I do nails. It's all an extension of me, and so I'm me throughout all of that.
I
So
love that. Okay, so leading me to my next question. So anxiety can sometimes be something that a lot of people try to hide. What made you decide to own that, like so openly?
I mean, it's just become a part of who I am, And I think, I think there's a fair amount of people that do talk about whatever mental health struggles that they have.
Hmm.
It's something that I'm very familiar with.
Yes,
And I would say that despite how much society is seemingly open to talking about mental health, the system for mental health is still very broken.
absolutely.
And
Couldn't agree more.
yeah, and that's why I'm like, you know what? People need to continue to talk about it, but in a way that's actually productive and going to help something, because the system's still very broken.
Right. Like you're kind of showing the world I do struggle with this, but I could still be a boss bitch and do all of these things as well. You
Oh,
know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah, I think the anxiety makes me very high functioning,
No,
like
I
it pushes
agree.
me even when I'm tired, which can be, sometimes a bad thing, but
And you're so right. Talking about it, making it more of a normal conversation, I feel like is so important. See, I'm a depression girly. I do have anxiety, but depression is the forefront for me. So I'm always interested in speaking to people who are so productive, doing what makes them happy while struggling with that. Growing up, I guess I never saw people doing things I wanted to do that were managing both. So thank you for being a woman that is open to talking about it and still being a boss bitch.
oh, absolutely. And I will continue to do so because it's so important.
Thank you. So you've built something that did not exist the way you needed it to. So do you think anxiety sometimes makes you just build a thing yourself that you're waiting for someone else to do?
I definitely have done that.
Hmm.
I don't think when it comes to like my business that it was necessarily the case for me. There's definitely been times where it's just easier to do it myself. I know what my
Yes.
vision is, and so I'm just going to do it. I'm not going to ask for help, and I'm just going to push through, and do the thing. I've gotten way better at asking for help though, and accepting
Good.
it.
That's so good. I
Yeah.
mean that is important too. I get it. I get it. I'm the same type of way where it's like I'm just going to do it myself. That's a control issue with me. I'm a
Hmm.
little bit of a control freak. That's really cool that you kind of saw your vision and did it, and like you said the anxiety did kind of help. But you also have started asking for help. So I think that's a really good balance of the two.
Yeah, and as far as but I wish it was black goes, that for me I just saw a gap that yeah, basically I was just trying to solve my own problem. And so, that I think was more of an intentional thought out thing rather than like, okay, just get it done because, it doesn't exist. It was very intentional. It was very, you get what I'm saying, maybe.
No, no, absolutely. Did you know there was such a market for it? Like, did you know that it was going to be on the up and up and like success, like in any sort of way?
I mean, I think what I know is that I needed it.
I love that.
And I think I just ran with it in that way. Like I needed it, and if there's no way I'm alone. That's the way I look at it. It's
Right.
like there's no way I'm alone. Did I think it was going to turn into what it's really grown in, and it's really grown in the last few months. But like no, I guess I didn't think so because it had been such a slow climb, but I knew that I couldn't be the only one.
Absolutely. Well, like I said, you found your people. I get the uphill battle, and like you said, you're doing this for you, which I feel like makes the journey more bearable, like a little bit more satisfying, like you're feeding kind of what your soul yearns for in a way. And I mean, like I said, you're definitely successful and it's only up from here. I'm telling
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, it's less of a job now, and it's more of an extension of me, and it sparks joy.
That is the key to life. If
It really
you do
is.
what makes you happy, how does that saying go? If you do what you love, you never work a day in your life.
Yes. And yeah, and that's true. I mean, I feel that in my soul now.
I love that for April.
Yay.
Go April. She's the best. Okay. So there is something about the thrift store hunt that feels like a high. Is that obsession something you've always had, or did that build with the business? Like, have you always been a thrift store shopper? Because people really do. Like, I have some friends that take it so seriously. They're like, we're doing a thrift store haul today, and they go to like five, and we all map it out. And there is like a hobby in that. So, how did that kind of fit into this with you?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up going to thrift stores, antique markets, tag sales. I know not everybody in the country calls it a tag sale, but we'll be like, let's go tag sailing, for the day and like just drive around and find like tag sales, yard sales, garage sales. Estate sales was kind of new to me after, starting this
Ooh,
business. I just never
yes.
really like that was never part of growing up. Brimfield Flea Market, like that has been a big part
Mhm.
of growing up. So I always did it, but now that it's become a job, I think it's the high is even more because now I'm not only just shopping for myself and my size, I can shop for what any size person, what I think might like.
Mhm.
So it makes it even more fun because it doesn't really matter if it's going to just work for me. It just has to work for my business.
I could find enjoyment in like, "Oh my god, this is gonna look so good in my shopper. Oh my god, I can't wait for someone to get this and like be so happy about it," type of deal.
Yeah, and that's what it is. It's like I can go around and hand pick all of the things and put them in one space. It's perfect.
It is perfect. It truly is. I can't wait to show you guys the shop. It really is the cutest thing. Okay, so when you are out hunting and you find something perfect, do you ever have a moment where you think about just keeping it instead of selling it?
Girl, all the
All the
time.
time, I bet. All the time.
I get more excited when it's not my size. So I don't have
Really?
to deal with the struggle. But I will say the beauty of secondhand clothing
Mhm.
is that I can try the piece on if it's something that really connects with me and my personal style.
Mhm.
Sometimes I will keep it. I most of the time though, I don't. I may try it on. I may even for one day wear an outfit and then say, okay, now it's time for the next person to have that.
Right.
So that's the beauty of secondhand is that I could wear it out and then bring it home, wash it, and,
Mhm.
process it as I do everything else.
Mhm. It's very responsible of you because I
Yes.
don't know if I have that willpower. You know what I mean? So like the size thing probably would be a good like,
It saves me a lot.
it's not meant to be. It's not meant to be. Some pieces you source as is and some you completely transform. How do you decide what gets to stay as is and what becomes something else?
So that's my business started in that way,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah,
So
tell us about that.
what I would do, the whole idea, and when I first started the business was I just wanted to buy things and almost upcycle it. Like buy home decor, spray painted black, because that's what I was doing in my own home. For instance, the letters that are above us, those were all bought at the thrift store and I painted them all black. So like the idea was buying normal things and just painting it black.
So the plus size section feels intentional and not like an afterthought. Why did that matter to you when you were building this?
That was really important to me for a couple of reasons, but that really is like one of the most important things because
Hmm.
I don't like people feeling left out. I don't like I want
Agreed.
people to be comfortable. And I've been a variety of sizes over my life. And, there's been times where I've gone shopping and I'm like, none of this fits me or none of it's flattering
Right.
for my size. And I didn't want anybody to experience that.
Hmm.
So that was really important for me to have, as many sizes as I possibly could. It's super important. I don't know.
No, I completely agree. It is super important, and I feel like the more people that you like appeal to, like the bigger your audience is, like where everybody can come in and find something they like. I feel like the better, like that's just better business, you know?
Yeah,
It doesn't
so
make sense to just kind of isolate it to one pocket of the population.
exactly. And there's two reasons why I do this. And it's one, so I don't like that mean girl energy. I don't want anybody to feel left out.
Hmm.
And then two, from a business standpoint, like there's a large population of the US that is, plus size. And
Yeah.
why would we keep them out? That's like a whole market from a business standpoint.
Okay, so what do you think draws someone to black as more than just a color? Is wearing all black a choice or just who we are? We kind of touched on that a little bit earlier, but to kind of hone in on that.
Yeah, I think for me, it's become who I am. I think it was a choice to start. And I think that wearing all black means something different for everybody. For me, it's become a lifestyle. I just love the way that it looks. I just think it's so flattering and classic and timeless. And I've never looked at a picture of myself and said, oh my God, what was I wearing?
True.
Because I
Hmm.
was in all black and it just always looks so damn good, you
No,
know?
I completely agree. I was saying earlier, when I was kind of just figuring life out, those years where you don't know what the hell you're doing or who you are, you kind of try on different things. And
Yeah.
like, I saw these, people that were in like their 20s, a little bit older than me, and I had the similar interests, so that's kind of what appealed to me too. And I was like, okay, like I like what they're wearing. I like the same things. Like let me kind of see if I fit in there. And I did, and I never like looked back.
Yeah.
So for me, it's definitely more of like we were saying, like a culture thing. I tend to have more in common with somebody that has the same aesthetic as me. I mean, that's not all the time,
Yeah.
but there is more of like a comfortable kind of, okay, you probably get it. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
wouldn't bring up the, like we were saying earlier, the crazy music and horror stuff that we enjoy to somebody that, is perhaps wearing something that's not, you get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
Yeah.
like you know what I
Normal.
mean? Normal. That's how we'll call it. Normal.
Normies.
You know what I mean? Like it definitely makes sense.